Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Clarissa, for making this possible for me to come on and help people. And thank you so much to everyone who has reached out, who is looking for support. Um, we are doing our absolute best to serve everyone. So far, we have a couple people jumping on already. This is wonderful. I'm going to jump right in. My name is Heather, as Clarissa had just introduced me. And like I said, we are in two different places dealing with a whole bunch of technical difficulties, which will get worked out over the next couple of days before our next live. But this is reality right now. This is the whole point of what's going on in this situation, right? Something comes up, you're like, oh shoot, gotta pivot. Boom, we pivoted. So here I am doing a live takeover from quite literally my bedroom because I have 3 children and they are in quarantine with us. I want to jump right into our offering. As comments come up, I'm going to do my very best to answer them. But there are 4 main messages that I'm giving to my clients and that I'm trying very, very hard to remember for myself. The very first message: businesses right now, more than ever, need to innovate. We need to be innovating. Mainly, there's 3 basic areas. This includes retail, this includes everybody. You need to innovate your offering. Even people who run event-based businesses can jump online and make things special. We have some tips on that. So innovating your offering may mean that you're going to be creating new delivery areas, you're going to be creating new marketing, you're going to be creating a new product perhaps that is specific to this type of living arrangement. The second thing we can do right now, we can innovate our delivery methods. There are lots of people who, even if you are working in home-based, hi Leanne, love you. For example, Leanne Cochran, she owns a home cleaning business. She owns the Honeydews, which is a beautiful company in St. John. And right away, she jumped on and said, you know what, to keep a little bit of cash flow and to keep everybody calm, we're going to be offering gift certificates that we will honor later on down the road. That is innovation at its best. That is an instant pivot. We see a need, we manage the need right away. So innovating your offering, whether it is you are a gym and you decide to go with emailing everybody workouts, which is a bunch of gyms are doing right now, innovating your marketing, jumping onto things like this, getting out of your comfort zone. I hate being on video. Everybody who has ever seen me speak, I've talked about how much I hate being on video, but guess what? This is the time you have to embrace that kind of discomfort. Thank you, Jessica. Hearts are really helpful right now because this is way out of my comfort zone. So the first thing I want everybody to look at is how can our business pivot, innovate, and change and adapt? Secondly, it sounds like I'm saying the opposite, but I'm not. I want you to refocus. I want you to go back to your core audience. I want you to go back to, okay, all the hearts and stuff coming in, super helpful. Love you guys. I want you to go back to your core audience. I want you to remember when you started your business, because pretty much all of us, not very many of us started with a big audience. We didn't start huge. We didn't take over something huge. If you did, you probably have more of a cushion. So I want you to go back and go think small again. Go back to the original offering you made. Go back to your what we call your core competencies. If there are things you are really good at and you've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and your offerings have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, it's time now to go back, to go small. I want you to remember the 80-20 rule and spend 80% of your focus on those things that are going to, thank you, Jessica, love you. I want you to go back to your core focus and only do those things that are truly going to push the needle. This is a time for you to take a breath and relax. It is not a time to stop, but it is a time to work smart. So I want you to go back to your core audience. Market to the people who know you and love you already. Do not try to tackle a cold audience right now. We are all in survivor mode, and we all want to support those we already love. Then go back to your core offerings, those things that really made you stand out when you first started, the things that really light you up. Do those. Do those first, do those often, do those constantly. And the third part of refocusing, get better at those few things. Spend time regrouping, looking at the things that you're offering, looking at the things you can do right now. And remember the few messages, the 3 messages you really want people to know. That leads me into the third section, which is a conversation I've had more times this week than probably ever in my career. And Clarissa, don't worry, I'm not going to swear on your channel. But basically, the question is, how do I market without being a jerk? How do I market without turning people off? Nobody wants to be that guy, and I get it. I was talking to an incredible business owner on Monday who actually has things that could be helpful for people. She sells products that would be really, really helpful. And she didn't want to sell them right now because she didn't want to be that guy. So I said, oh, you don't think your products would be useful for people? She said, no, they'll definitely help. Remember right now, your marketing, your communication is a service to those who love you. You are providing joy, you are providing calm, you are providing help. If what you are doing is not providing any of those things, if you're not helpful, if you're not providing joy, if you're not providing anything good in the world, then yes, please get off my Facebook. I don't want to see you. But none of us are. We are rising to the challenge and we are providing a service. Communicating to your clients is allowing them to realize that yes, life will go on after this. It's allowing them to see how they can support you. Most people right now are in a position where the dust is starting to settle and we're looking at how can we support those who matter to us. The second thing about your marketing, the most important thing to do right now, over communicate. Be there actively for people. Like Clarissa said, I was one of the first people to jump on and say, you know what, I'm here, I'm going to give. People might have said, oh, you're just looking for business. No, I'm not. But if you want to think that, fine. That's okay too. What I want to do is help. So immediately I wanted to jump out and help. I wanted to get in front of people. I wanted to tell people it's going to be okay. These are ways to mitigate your loss. And I wanted to make sure that all of those services, all of that information is free. That's incredibly important right now. I am not marketing to be a jerk. I am marketing to let people know these are the ways that you can manage your business, digitally and otherwise. I want you to look at your marketing as a value add. Right now, the things we want to see human faces. So if you haven't jumped in front of a camera to do a selfie, or if you haven't done a video, which heaven knows I understand. I get it, I do. But this is the time. This is the time to reach out and show your audience either you're still here or you're going to be back, or these are some tips and tricks that you can share, or these are ways for you to serve your audience right now. Don't wait for them to be in panic mode when you have anything that you could offer to them. Serve them now and serve them well. Let us see your face. Let us know the reality. This is the time to practice that authenticity that I have been banging on about as a mentor and a PD deliverer with Oasis for 5 years now. This is the time for you to jump on board. Share your message. If your message is one of value, which I've never met an Oasis member that didn't have a message of value, this is the time to get it in front of people. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know how you can help, how we can help you, and let us know how you can help us. Those are your 3 main messages. The last big general message, of course we have lots of specific ideas, but the last big general message for all businesses, this is a really good time to make those small gestures. Most of us are now sitting at home, and if we're not overwhelmed, we're kind of looking for something to do. That seems to be the split between people. So if you are looking for something to do, now is a good time to reach out by email to your clients, to those clients that you know are going to need your help. Even if they're not somebody you've communicated with regularly on a day-to-day basis, this is still a time to reach out to them and ask them how they need, how you can best serve them. Ask them what they need. Sorry, I will admit, because I was nervous, I made notes. I always make notes. I want you to offer to help. Even if you are a person who, generally speaking, you're more focused on just your sort of a factory like delivery system of, doesn't matter what, whether you're in trade, whether you're in events, whether you're in retail, whether you're at service industry, we are all able to provide help. This is a really, really good time to step up and do that, and you can do it in very small ways. Thanks, Clarissa. I want you to look at ways you can make partnerships. I want you to look at ways that you can connect to businesses that may not be directly related to you, but that you could join together either in terms of marketing, in terms of delivery, in terms of any sort of assets you have that you can share. Any of you, if you have assets that match someone else's liabilities and you guys can come together, this is the time to do it. If you know somebody who's really, really good in the digital marketing sphere, and that's an area that you struggle, but you have this great, great shipping fees, offer to combine for right now. Combine your forces and use everyone's benefits for the greatest good. My last big message before I jump into a couple of ideas for people and then wait for some questions, which if you have specific questions, absolutely ask me. And I know that some people aren't comfortable asking in this kind of scenario, so you can always email Clarissa and she will pass on the question to me. I will give you the answer, no problem. I will be here to help, 100%. The very last thing, and this goes back to that don't market like a jerk. Try not to add to the negativity. Every call I've been on, every person I've met with, every person I've spoken to has talked about, every client that I manage their social media, they've gotten flack because they have closed or because they haven't closed. And nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes, but everybody's got an opinion. Don't add to that noise, please. This is a personal plea. This is beyond digital marketing. This is a plea from the universe. Please do not add to the negativity right now. It's easy. We're scared. Some of us are very angry. Nobody really knows when this is going to end, no matter what Trump tells you. But add to kindness. So a few ideas on how to sort of innovate those offerings. If you're a service business, gift certificates are in right now. Almost everything can be done by teleconnection in some way. Places that are looking for, like, I go back to Leanne, who owns a cleaning company, a residential cleaning company. She's been an absolute rock star during the most difficult time in her life, and I will never admire anyone more, I don't think. She has been there for her people, and she has also managed to keep a stream of things going. She's even helping other entrepreneurs. One idea for her would be to tell us what essential oils would create a sense of cleanliness. Add some like little, challenges, some cleaning challenges, things like that. Things to keep people going that are still on brand. I have other clients who have a fairly good margin in their product and they are already online. A lot of them are offering straight up buy one, get one sent to your friend. So if you can manage that with the shipping costs, it's a great idea to spread some joy, spread some happiness. If you are an event-based group, it doesn't mean you have to now not run your event. What it does mean is you have to go that extra mile to make people feel like they're receiving value, because we are going to be sitting in front of a screen and we're going to be living in our own spaces. And a lot of what happens at events is that specialness, right? That idea of how you are joining you're joining other people in their space, in a space that's been specifically created for you. You can do a lot to create that space for your own people. You can send out playlists and recipes and little goodie baskets by delivery. You can do a lot to help other people create the space and the atmosphere around them so that they're ready for your event. And you can do that and actually maintain a lot of the value, even though you currently have less overhead, because you're going to be working from home. You're not going to be paying a venue to hold people. You still have to make it a special time and a special event. And the best way to do that is by thinking outside the box to hit the senses. How do we get people in the mode that we want them to be in when they come to our event? What can we do? One of the ways is just to think about, how do we get people to listen to what we want and smell the things that we want and drink and eat the things we want? You can do a lot of that from home. It's a little bit more planning, but the value is there, I promise. If you are currently a retailer who is just looking to jump online, there are lots of smaller ways you can do that. Some companies are just allowing for a contact page where you can order things and then do an e-transfer and pick it up at the door, have doorstep delivery. It's pretty quick and dirty. If you have a basic website, it'll work right now. Truly, it will. It'll take some manpower, but that means people stay employed, right? That's never going to be a bad thing. If you have a basic website, set up a on-page delivery contact form, put the items that you have that you really need to move right now, or that would be the most helpful right now, or whatever it happens to be. Create a contact form. As you receive the email, you will collect the e-transfer and you will send your product out. It doesn't take a huge investment. It takes a little bit of creative thinking. Now, I am currently at 17 minutes, and I promised Clarissa I would keep it to 20. If there are questions, write them in the chat right now. I know the chat has a little bit of a delay on it, so I may end up closing the live before I get to them. Jessica, absolutely. Oh, girl, you have been on my mind. What I would want you to do is, if there are ways that they can remove the gel nails, I don't know, you and I got to hook up. I don't know exactly how it works with gel nails, because you know me and I'm so embarrassed, I'm sorry. However, there are things you can do. You can show little ways to, paint over that are artistic and fun. You can tell people how to best care for their cuticles and their hands right now. You can absolutely offer gift certificates, 100%. Your client base just loves you. They will support you and they will do their best for you. And right now what you need to do is manage, cash flow a little bit and reduce your expenses, obviously. But one of the things you can do is send out gift certificates with an extra bonus. So you could do, crystals in your nails that you don't get charged for, something. You can think sort of outside the box. How can I make this really special for people? And then jump on and do some of your training. Tell people how to do some of this stuff themselves while they're waiting for you to do it for them. I promise we will not start doing it ourselves. This is what happens when you try to do it yourself. So reach out. Also ask people what they would like from you. A lot of them will tell you, I'm having these problems, like they've grown out to this point, and what do I do, and how do I manage this, and should I do this or this? Answer them separately, and then do a video and answer them all together. Answering questions and over communicating right now, best idea in the world. Thank you for asking the question. Anybody else? I have 10 seconds left. Like I said, if you are too shy to ask or you are looking for specific, industry or business specific questions, send Clarissa an email. She will send you my email. We will talk. We will set up a time to Zoom or chat over Facebook. What I want you to remember right now, don't panic. Innovate. Go small and refocus. Don't market like a jerk. Offer value, value, value first. And make small gestures to show your appreciation. That's it for this takeover. Bye, everybody. Best of luck to you.